and welcome everyone to our campaign countdown part 2 on Wrath Chapter 2. We're welcomed by we're joined by the creator of the comic, Scott, and we're gonna talk all about the comic today and just hopefully get the word out there. The comic is crowdfunding right now on Indiegogo and is currently at, what is it, 50 something percent?
58%.
Very nice, man. 50%, and so today's the final day. But there is an extension option to extend. So uh, we're hoping, we're really hoping that they can still make that goal. So without further ado, let's dive into it, man. Why don't you give us a little brief introduction on what Wrath is about and who you are as a creator?
Okay, so my name is Scott Kish. For those of you who aren't familiar with me, maybe you're new to the Wicked channel. And Wrath is the basic idea behind Wrath is that things happen to us that are beyond our control, and we don't have much control over them or what they do to us physically and emotionally. But the theme that I want to show with Wrath is that a lot of people out there carry these scars, and while they are part of us, we ultimately choose how they affect us. Is the theme that I want to show with Wrath. With that in mind, the story is about a young man named Doug who had a abusive childhood, and he has moved on from that. It's in his past, and he's had a good family life since then. His mom left his dad, his biological father, and he was raised by someone else. Someone else filled that role for him, and he grew up with his best friend Nicole, and he's never been able to let go of that though. That trauma, that anger, that regret that he was unable to do anything. And so the story starts with his friend Nicole casually bringing up that past. And it doesn't sit well with Doug, and he decides to take a ill-advised shortcut home, and that's when he kind of starts into trouble. Someone's there waiting for him in the darkness. They beat him up and take his bike, and it just compounds.
You never take a shortcut, man.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
And so while he's reliving his past, he's getting all this new stuff, and it just compounds something that's been dwelling in him for a long time. So he eventually limps his way home, crashes, and that's when we start to see Doug's latent ability start taking effect, when all this pent up anger and regret kind of bubbles out of him and takes on a life of its own. That's chapter 1. Chapter 2, we kind of, I'm not going to spoil too much of chapter 1, but chapter 2 kind of picks up where chapter 1 left off, where he's kind of piecing together what happened that night when this creature got out, and him and Nicole, the only person he feels he can confide in, have to kind of put together the pieces, figure out what's happening with Doug, and kind of just start to learn the basics of what Doug can do and whether or not he can control it.
And that's what's interesting about issue 2 is because issue 1's kind of the introduction to the powers, the world, the characters. Chapter 2 is really the kind of, let's dive into it now. Let's see what is there in this, in this world to explore with the powers, with the mystery that's going on. So I feel like the plot's starting to really pick up. Pick up the pace here in the second chapter.
We got the first one kind of introduces you to the creature, kind of shows you the kind of art style, what we're bringing to the table. 2 is when you really start getting pieces of the puzzle, and then 3 is when I think it's really going to start getting exciting, if it wasn't exciting enough already.
Now we're also joined by fellow co-founder Matt. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going? Sorry I'm a little late. I'm doing a little bit of running around and it's pretty busy where I'm at. So I'm just
No
taking a
worries,
free
man.
moment, letting
You
them do
always
what they need to do.
you always work late, so I definitely understand that, man. So we appreciate
Yeah.
you making some time to join us here.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. Always glad to hear some more stuff with Doug.
Yeah. We're talking Doug's story here, just learning about his powers a little bit.
hmm
You know,
Is
we've
there
talked.
are you gonna be hinting towards more like certain cultures or just a wide range of cultures you
Interesting.
could say for like your inspiration of the Rage Puppy?
That's the really funny thing is I kind of had the idea on it on its own a little bit. Other people have pointed out like, oh, it kind of reminds me of this, and I'm like, I did read that when I was a kid, and I just never made the connection. It wasn't until I was actually writing the story, and then I started researching that I found some like interesting similarities, like culturally. Um, so you're gonna see a little bit of that. I didn't really put it in there to emphasize anything on the story. I already had what I wanted to do in mind. I just kind of put it in there because it was like, oh, this is kind of what I was going for, and it's already like in a folklore thing. That's really neat. So I just kind of put it in there because it's neat and it has some similarities, but it's not the like full direction that I want to go. I've got what I already wanted to do in mind.
And without spoiling anything, do you already have an idea? Like, is it something that's a complete creation of your own, or is it too inspired by something else?
Well, I mean, there's never really anything that's
True.
completely your own nowadays.
Not unless you
But
just make something completely insane.
but
Hey,
yeah,
it can be
like
done. It can be done.
it can be done. Um, but there's just where I was working at the time, some things that were going on with me, with my health. It was just a kind of a rolled into to what this is. But I've had it compared to like the stands in JoJo. I've had it compared to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is I read that. I remember someone brought that up, and I'd like had all these memories. I'm like, oh, I remember reading that in like fourth grade, and I really loved it. Um, and I'd never really made that connection for some reason. Um, Another one is Forbidden Planet. I've never seen that movie, but they said that there's an id that comes out of somebody and goes and runs amok. I haven't actually seen it yet. It's on my to watch list just
Interesting.
because I was like,
You
oh,
might
that
even
sounds
say
really
like
cool.
a Tyler Durden, perhaps. What's the
Yeah,
first
I
rule
mean
of Rage
that's
Puppy Club?
Rage Puppy. Yeah. All right, I want you to
That's
hit me
interesting.
as hard as you can. Can I just kick you? You're lower to the ground. No.
That would probably that would be a very strange way of activating a power, though.
You have to punch yourself in the face.
Here, I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. Sorry about
Yeah,
this.
no problem.
No worries, man. But yeah, no, that's funny, man. In here, we actually see a glimpse of him trying to kind of recall like what's going on, like what happened the night before.
Yeah, we did like a little bit of a flashback thing to start chapter 2, just to kind of reiterate and kind of have Doug walk us through what he remembers, because he doesn't have a full recollection of what happened the night before. He just gets these dreamlike fragments.
Mm-hmm.
So here he is, kind of putting that together to Nicole, since she doesn't know anything about this, and gives her kind of a starting off point on helping him figure this out.
And what's going on with him? Yeah, I love the blue here, man.
Yeah, that was actually Emilio, our page artist idea. We had already come up with the idea of doing the creature in blue, but when he was drawing the panels, he pitched the idea like, what if I do like the creature flashback panels in blue. He already had that like rugged outline on the panels to kind of give a little bit of a differentiation from that and the what's going on. But I asked him to, like this sounds interesting. Show me what it looks like. And then he threw up the page with the blue tinting, and I was like, oh, that's just too good not to do.
Yeah, I know it's a really unique style. It almost feels like a Sin City or something like that, you know.
Yeah, that's what people usually like catches their attention is, I've got that gray scaling, and we talked about this when I first signed on and before we even started doing any page work whatsoever, is that I, was kind of inspired by manga and that kind of storytelling, and I wanted to kind of pay homage to it and do like a black and white, um, but there were certain things that worked really well in color for the creature. So I think it was either you or Matt actually came up with the idea. It's like, why not just do the whole color or the whole thing in the black and white or even grayscale, and then just do the creature in color? And I think that's been just one of our biggest ideas going into this project.
Yeah, I think it's gonna really help it stand out. Like not only just the art's in that, but then it's got this nice color scheme that really helps it stand out as well.
Yeah, and it really fits the theme too. That one of the reasons, like once one of you pointed that out to me, the gears started turning in my head. I'm like, oh, that would just be perfect because then we have this blue creature that stands out and just looks odd and unnatural compared to the rest of the world.
And blue's a good color too. Usually these things you might think like red or something like that. So blue's a nice contrast there.
Blue's a good color for Doug.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way? Well, without spoiling anything.
That's all I'm gonna say for right now.
Fair enough. Is it his favorite color though?
You know what? He's more of a black. You can tell from his T-shirt.
What? Yeah, very fitting. I think. Seems like he's be into punk rock or something.
Yeah, like a little bit. I could see him into the darker stuff. He just kind of looks like the mild mannered kid, but he's carrying stuff with him. So
in that shirt, man.
Yeah.
Don't you have one of those shirts?
I do have one of those shirts.
Nice.
There's at least one other person that has that, the Doug T-shirt.
We need to get those out in the wild, man.
Yeah, they're on the Rage Puppy
story.
Yeah, the ragepuppy.com.
Ragepuppy.com.
Get your own Doug T-shirt.
Help support a Rage Puppy near you.
And Neostar's here. What's up, Neostar?
Hey man, how's it going? Yo, Neostar. He's always good to see in the chat. But yeah, that's awesome, man. RagePuppy.com. Got some cool stuff on there. I know you got some interesting merch. Any new items that have popped up lately?
No, we're just been focusing on the comic right now. Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
There is a link on the Indiegogo down at the bottom. Just like I know not everyone's really big into crowdfunding. Like that whole I give you money and then you promise to give me something later. I don't know. So I said, if you want to help us make comics, but don't really want to do the crowdfunding thing, you can go check out our merchandise. And that gets basically ordered, printed, and shipped directly to you. It's a whole print on demand store. You don't have to worry about me forgetting and not getting you your stuff. It's all automated. I don't have anything to do with
that. Yeah, that's nice, man. I got to get me some of the automation.
So, yeah, make people do the work for you.
Future tech right there. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. The first issue is how many pages?
What did we do? I think we did 35, and then we had the art contest from the first one. So nice. That was a couple extra pages.
And then how many pages are for this time around?
This one is going to be about the same size. I think it's 34, nice. 35 pages. We might tweak it a little bit and add some more. We'll see. That's just something you kind of have to iron out when you.
Any thoughts on something in a similar vein of the art contest?
I don't know. Like, I think it was a good idea. We got some really cool artwork from it. It just wasn't as big as I was hoping for.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
So I'm thinking, that's something that we'll revisit, once
Maybe down the line.
down the line, build up our fan base a little bit more.
Well, I'm glad we guys
it's-
see that in the first one at least, because those were some really nice pieces.
yeah, like I said, I'm very happy with the people that did submit. One nice thing about it being as small as it was is I didn't have to pick a winner. Everybody won.
Yeah, and also because if you had to, there's so many, you would either have to pick a winner, or if you'd end up printing all these pages,
Yeah,
which would
that
get out of hand at some
yeah.
point. So
Yeah, it was just kind of a funny coincidence where I had 4 slots and that's how many applied. So I got to put all 4 of them in there.
and I got my bonus one in there.
Yeah, you got your bonus one in there. Because technically you couldn't apply because you're the publisher.
Exactly. It wouldn't be fair.
No.
Which just wouldn't be fair. But no, that was cool, man. That was a nice thing to do.
Though I
And
will.
congratulations on selling out your one of a kind here.
Yeah, that was a
Very
big
cool,
surprise today. That the big ticket item got grabbed up.
That's always cool to see.
Yeah, so if someone else had their eyes on it, sorry, it's gone.
It's gone. That's nice, man. And then you got the cameos still open. There's still 4 cameos open, so people can jump on that one.
Yeah, actually, Neostar grabbed the one cameo
Oh, nice,
so far.
dude. Oh, that's dope. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what is. Are we gonna be seeing Riser Man in the background here?
I hope so. That's up to
That'd
Neo.
be cool. Yeah, we'll see what he ends up going with, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, how cool would that be? So you're getting a whole slew of cameos now throughout these issues. A lot of good stuff. Easter eggs, cameos.
Yeah, I've got 2 so far, and that's just in like the first 10 pages.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with some other Easter eggs.
Are we gonna get to see the cops come back? The 2 cop characters.
Yeah. So yeah, those were my 2 buddies that actually helped me get the first chapter started before I relaunched. I basically was looking for a little bit of funding beforehand. And they're just like, oh yeah, we backed the first one, whether you make it or not, here's what we were going to give you. So yeah, I gave them, that reoccurring character. So yeah, you'll see them pop up in at least one panel.
Nice. I was hoping so. Yeah, that's cool. And again, we said this last time, but there's still one Easter egg that's still hidden from the first issue.
Yeah, there's still one. You didn't catch that.
Nope.
Matt actually did.
Yep. And I've been debating whether or not to give out a hint about it, but I kind of feel like I shouldn't.
What do you think, Scott? Should we give it a hint?
I don't know.
Keep it real vague.
We should.
It's up to you.
Yeah, if there's someone, okay, I'll give you one hint. If there's someone that looks a little off, kind of look at what they have on them.
Interesting. What they have on them. Hopefully, we'll get some people, because I'd love people to see what's going on with that one. We've gotten a Spork Man.
Well, hey, if somebody who's watching right now, or even during the replay, if you have Wrath issue 1 or chapter 1,
open your book,
look through it, and give us your answer.
Your homework.
Your homework. Don't say that word. I've been doing.
You'll be funny. We should do be like whoever whoever finds them gets like a free copy of issue 2 or something once it's funded.
Huh.
I'm not saying that's what's happening, by the way. I'm just not.
We
I don't
might
have
be able
that
to.
kind of power.
We might be able to do that with the digital.
Yeah, that could be cool, man.
I could see it.
Right? Or if not the second issue, something else like a freebie would be kind of cool. Like a digital print or something like that. But that could be kind of fun. Like make it the great Wrath Hunt. But yeah, that's interesting, man. Donnie, let's see.
But yeah, Neostar yeah, it definitely helped, man. Really appreciate that, and
Nice,
we're
man.
we're gonna make that a cool cameo for you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, what he ended up choosing. Now there's only 5 hours left, but as we mentioned, there's a chance to extend. So we're hoping to get some good movement here on this final day, and then we'll see if do you want to let everyone know here the official word on it, or what do you how are you feeling about it right now?
Yeah, if we don't make it, we're pushing as hard as we can. We've got that promotion thing for today. If you back it before midnight, what is it? It's the 16th. Then you'll get a single character, no background, digital commission from our page artist, Emilio.
Damn, dude, that's a really cool offer.
Yep. And then on top of that, we also have anyone that's backing is going to get a copy of Sporkman Goes to Japan digitally.
Damn.
And there is Emilio sweeten the pot again because Emilio's just a beast and he loves to draw apparently. He's offered 3 full commissions, digital commissions that we'll pick randomly from our backer pool when
That's nice, man. Jeez, he's offering a lot of free stuff, man.
Yeah, and it's all hinging on if we get this thing funded in time or not.
So 3 lucky winners, and then anyone who backs today, is that right? We'll get something.
Backs today. We'll get a single character. Just
that's a nice
simple.
Deal, man.
Yep. I know one person. I have an idea of what they're going to ask for, and that's going to be cool. I don't want to spoil it. So yeah, hopefully we get funded and we can make that happen. We can make the Riser Man cameo happen. Just to see the amount of backing that came in today, it just got me excited again about getting back into this and making this comic happen. Anyone who's done crowdfunding knows that it's a lot of ups and downs.
Oh yeah, it's difficult, man. That's for sure.
Unless you just get funded in the first day, then you can just put your feet up and relax.
If only, right? What a luxury that must be.
Hopefully, I get there sometime here in the near future. That's the dream.
Now, is this a sticker that we're looking at here?
Yeah. So that so if you look at the featured tier, that will come with the digital of Chapter 2, the standard cover, the variant cover, print featuring this art. I think it's 8.5 by 11, and then this 3.5 by 4-inch sticker.
Very nice, man.
I really liked how it came out looking kind of like a tarot card.
I was thinking that, yeah.
And so we're gonna tinker with it a little bit because the border's a little thick, but we want to kind of keep that visual. Fair enough.
Make the image just a little bit bigger.
Yep. Or just I think we didn't do a backgroundless PNG, and that's what kind of made the white border a little bit thicker.
Oh, really interesting.
Yeah. So we'll tinker with that.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, that's interesting, man. That'll be really cool to see the final product there.
Yeah, and that was in our updates. I don't really need to do it now, but technically that one of a kind piece that Emilio did isn't even done yet. Like he was like, "Oh, I'm still working." I'm like, "I thought it was done." So
I want to add that Brian Ball is the first backer. So this comes Brian Ball approved. That's Brian of Rags fame. So if it's Brian approved, then you definitely should be getting this. Because I can't like it if I'm not.
Oh, there's someone asking.
A question here. It says, what % funded would you be willing to extend the campaign at 30 days to full 60?
Do you want to say that when extending? So basically, I think I get the gist of it. It's kind of hard to read here. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick
He
so I
said,
can see.
he said,
I wanna
also I've
answer.
heard campaigners on YouTube say that when extending the interface looks like how long to extend the campaign by, but the reality is that the number you put in is in actuality the total length after extension. I.e. extending it to that number, not by that number. I think that would
Right.
be relatively clear to tell.
Yeah, and basically at this point, if we don't get funded tonight, I will be putting in for the other 30 days.
Okay, yeah,
and
that makes sense.
just to give us the best chance of getting this funded, especially since we've made it past that hump, halfway point. Hopefully we can just get this funded the rest of the way and move on into production.
Yeah, man, that is gonna be really cool. I would love to see that happen.
Well, hey, with the last minute push that we've been seeing so far, I mean, it seems like a lot of people are trying their best to help you out get it there.
Yeah, and I think there's other people. There's been a few people that have reached out that have been like, "Oh, but I was gonna back it later this week," and it's like we're gonna give you that time.
We're giving you that time,
yeah,
baby.
because even if we did get funded, it'll click over into in demand, and you'll still get your shot.
True, exactly.
So yeah, we're giving everyone as much time as we can, while not wasting everybody's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what is the timetable? It looks like here the estimated shipping is November 20th. So how's that going to break down?
So for the digital, that's what we were estimating. Amelia works pretty quickly, so we were hoping to get the digital out by November. So if we do extend the other 30 days, then it'll probably be December, which is about what we did last year, I believe.
Nice. And with new updates with printers and getting our turnaround times as fast as we can get them, hopefully we'll have some quick production and turnaround.
Yeah, I think the physicals I had for January, so that would probably be pushed to February. But again, these are just rough estimations, and if we can push to get it out sooner, we're gonna do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is very exciting. You had a lot of movement today and yesterday, which is really cool to see. And so it makes me really hopeful for the going forward with the campaign and seeing kind of where you end up towards the end of it.
Yeah, it helped today. I think we got a lot of eyes on it. I've also had, I've got another stream later tonight that hopefully I get in front of some fresh eyes. And
yeah, can you put that one? Who are you gonna be streaming with later?
That is with Michael Bancroft. So that we'll be hopping over there just right after I get off this stream. So I'm doing double duty tonight. But also we did come get some last night, which was a ton of fun. And they extended the offer for me to come back if I extended the campaign towards the end again. And then we've got Red Valkyrie. She was very eager to have me come on. So now that we're gonna get funded, extending for sure, I'll be reaching out to her and we'll be getting on that show as well.
Very nice. And just to show people, here's the link. I'm putting this up on the screen so people can check this out. This is Scott's gonna be on this stream at the top of the hour here, so in just about half an hour. And so this is with Michael Bancroft. And looks like it'll be a fun show.
Yeah, and if any other shows, like the one thing is with the extra 30 days, it's 30 days more work, but I'm happy to do it because at the end of the day, I would just want to get my project out there. Everything rolls into getting that next step forward, getting the story out there. And we're gonna keep the ball rolling, keep the fan base growing, and keep the story going as long as I'm able to.
Exactly, man. As long as we can keep the train going. No, that's cool, man. So yeah,
all we gotta do is just keep feeding that race puppy, and he should be happy to go.
Gotta keep feeding him.
Gotta keep that rage puppy fed, otherwise he's gonna rage out on you. That's no good. Nobody wants that.
No, no one.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I still think there should be a rage puppy plushie at some point.
Yeah, I
would
haven't
love to see that, dude.
quite figured that one out.
Yeah,
But
that's
that
interesting.
would be cool.
I bet there's someone out there who does custom plushies. I bet if you look on Etsy or something, you might find something.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
might be the best bet for it.
Yeah, we might have to
And
find
maybe
that.
talk to them about asking if you'd be allowed to resell them or whatnot. And because yeah, that could be cool.
Well, we do have the models. Maybe we'll get something Wrath related.
Yeah,
on that.
we're definitely probably gonna be working with something there soon, depending on how the next couple of chapters of Wrath turn out. I think we'll be probably seeing, you know, what exactly kind of a model we'll be doing, whether it'll be Doug, the Rage Puppy, or otherwise.
Yeah, I am kind of jealous of Cody and his Steel Cowboy.
He did get the first one, and it came out really nice.
That is true, but to be honest, might be a little bit more jealous of Gabe, the one we're working on right now, because he's got a little customization with him.
Oh, that's right. Ebuys has that the little headpiece there.
Yeah, he has a dual head. You can have either a helmeted head or a non-helmeted head, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it'd be cool. Maybe we could get like a Doug that like has a rage puppy with it or something, or like who knows? We could get creative with it. We'll have to figure out what the cool feature will be for your figure.
Yeah,
I mean, even something like those action figures where they show kind of a glass design inside of it to where you can press a button and it shows a light effect. That would look pretty cool as well.
What?
Oh, like I see what you're saying. Like it's like he's kind of see-through or semi-transparent, and then you
turn on like a light, and then he turns blue.
And then turns blue. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing those when I think I was like turning 8 or 9 when a lot of those action figures were coming out.
I bet he could do it. I bet he could totally do it. Oh, that would be cool, man.
I honestly think model could. It would just be more of a question if
our
model company could.
Yeah, we just got a new distribution deal. I don't know if you heard about that, Scott.
I heard talks about it, but I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know if it was official.
Nerd House, we've made a deal through Model 316 to partnership with Nerd House, a company that does 3D modeling and printing. 3D, so Model 316 will continue to model and design our sculptures and print out essentially print out one for himself to test, and then he'll be sending the design to the studio, who will then print them on demand for customers and ship them out to them. So it'll be cheaper for the customer. It'll be cheaper for us. It'll be cheaper for Model 316. It'll be more efficient. It'll be much better. So we're really excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so could be a Rage Puppy on your shelf coming real soon.
And then you kind of get into that automated process where you don't have to get so involved.
Yup, and that's more. We really want to get more of that. That's a big thing for us is to try and start more of that automation, get everything more and more automated until it's like a well-oiled machine is the ultimate goal. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, we have about another 10, 15 minutes or so, give or take a few minutes. I know you got to get heading off to your stream after that.
No problem.
What do you got looking forward to the future of Wrath? Do you have any thoughts towards, beyond the campaign, towards Chapter 3 and anything of that nature?
I want to say that if you are not a fan of Indiegogo and you wanted to back Wrath, there might be an option more to your liking in the future.
Interesting. Cryptic, but interesting.
Hey, that's how Scott rolls, and that's fine.
That's true. You're definitely not one of the creators who likes to spill the beans all up front, are you?
I try not to be. Sometimes I ramble on, and then I'm like, maybe I said too much.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who almost gives everything away. I'm like I always forget to censor myself there because I'm just so excited about it. I just want to talk about it.
it's funny because you don't like spoilers, but you're willing to spoil things. So it's kind of like that's. Could you call that ironic, or would you call that more of an oxymoron?
Yeah, there.
I can't say myself, man.
I think it was Chuck's stream when I was on there with what's the other co-creator of Sporkman, and I just went through like the whole plot of chapter 1, and he's like, "Man, you gotta save some mystery." I'm like, "There's still a lot in there that I didn't cover," but.
Oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, some people definitely aren't into spoilers. That's for sure. I'm one of those people.
The way I've always looked at it is that if your spoiler gets me more into the story, there's a good chance I'm gonna actually look at it.
It's possible.
Yeah, because sometimes
I will always say thank you to my friend Dominic, who really kept pushing me to watch Naruto Shippuden, and I was like, dude, I didn't like Naruto the original series. I'm not gonna watch this. And he's like, no, you have to watch it. This is way different. Like, if you don't think you're gonna watch it, let me spoil it. And I was like, all right, fine, go ahead. And all the spoilers he was giving me, I was like, all right, I gotta fucking watch this, dude. I have to watch this now. And he's like, see, I told you.
Yeah, sometimes you hear it and then you're like, oh, I actually have to see this play out. I don't care that I know what happens. I still want to see how it goes down.
Yeah, because sometimes what you're spoiled with might be wrong, but for the good reasons, because they're spoiling it in a way to get you invested. And then that spoiler is totally wrong, but it was still a good way of getting you into it, and you still like it. It's like, okay, this is perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I get that, man. Now I want to
remember. Go
Sorry.
You know, I will say this. Tanks had some pretty interesting memes through the campaign, and there's a few of them where I'm like, maybe I can put that in the story.
Tank is a really good person when it comes to like those kinds of things. He's put out some really funny things.
Yeah, he's and like they make me laugh to the point where I'm just like, you know, there might be I might be able to do something like that.
You got to hire him as an idea man.
Oh, and I know if I put it in there, he's just gonna love it. He'll be like, "Yeah."
Now, I wanted to share this off a little bit. This is the This is your website. This is ragepuppy.com, Rage Puppy Productions. And what can you tell us about your website here?
So we've got your basic stuff: T-shirts, wall art, stickers. We got some tank tops. If you scroll down, you'll see the shirt that everyone likes to look at, but no one has bought. Which is it's the shirt that features the variant cover for Chapter 2's art.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I go get on it then.
Yeah, if you click on that one, you can actually see the full effect. Because it's got a front and back on it, which a lot of the shirts on here don't have. Oh, nice. And that's actually a similar design to what we did with the campaign tier shirt as well. Only the Wrath logo is going to be in purple to match the kind of purple background cloud that Amelia used in the original art piece.
I like how you guys have the background cut out, so it's just the silhouette.
Yeah, that's that background list PNGs. That really kind of makes your art pop on the T-shirt a little bit more. Cool. And once you kind of figure out how to do that, the whole T-shirt and product design process just goes a lot faster.
That's cool. Nice. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Do you have a favorite piece on here?
This one right now is my favorite.
And was it this one before the Doug t-shirt?
Yeah, I really like the Doug t-shirt. I think that's gonna always be the staple of the website. Mm-hmm. I wear my my rage puppy mask down there at least once a week.
Nice. That's
Um,
funny.
but yeah, the Doug T-shirt is always going to be there. I think that's one of the few things that's not going to change. The
Nice.
sticker pack is also really cool. That's the one there on the right. You actually get the concept version of the Rage Puppy, the comic version,
Done
and then
by
you get the
Drew?
Yep. So there's that one. You've got the
This one
Wrath
art by Drew,
logo,
right?
and then if you scroll down, you'll see the
Nice.
Emilio version as well. My daughter snagged the Drew version for her laptop.
Oh, really? Oh, there it is. Nice.
Yeah, and those
You
are
said
actually
she grabbed
pretty.
the Drew one?
Yeah, she grabbed the concept one.
The Drew one's a little bit more friendly looking, I feel like. Amelia's is a little more vicious in a way.
Yeah, and that's what we were going for. But
Yeah, exactly.
Drew,
That's why I feel like
In my opinion, like both of them look really, really good. And I agree with Michael, where one looks a little bit more friendlier, one looks absolutely vicious. But the way I look at it is, with the top one that Drew did, it looks more like a regular dog, where the bottom one, Emilio's, actually gives off more of that wild animalistic instinct.
yeah,
Where when you come across a wild animal, you don't know on how it's going to react. So when it starts bounding itself up, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's definitely got the limbs and the everything. The features are just a little bit more animalistic, a little more wild, like you said.
Mm-hmm. And even with the actual like palms and the hands, it gives off that like that weird imagery to your brain. Like that doesn't look right to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
Nah, and the way its arms are like splayed out too. It's like
yeah, it gives off that human animal vibe, and like your brain's just like that. That's not how that is. That's not biology.
So if you take the claws off that, I'll show you the secret. So if you take the claws off those hands, he's actually got spidey fingers.
What do you mean?
Like, look at it. Like, take the claws off. He's basically got his hands splayed out like Spider-Man would if he's sticking to a wall.
Yep.
My God, he's Spider-Man.
Hey, you never know. Emilio could have used that as a reference to kind of really help him get that definition of on how he wants to have the hands and everything. I do that a lot too. I think it's more of a common thing than most people realize.
It works brilliantly.
Yeah. I mean, when I was starting to really try to take things serious, like I tried not using references and stuff like that. And people I was talking to, they're like, what are you, an idiot? And I was like, well, I'm just not trying to copy other people's work. And they're like, no, you're not copying their work. You're just using their work as a reference for point of view and proportion. The only way you could steal their work is if you actually draw their work.
Yeah, if you trace over it. If you're tracing over
it, or it's so indistinguishable. Like you can change its look and everything, but the picture practically looks the same, just different cosmetics. Basically, that's considering stealing as well. I think it was a famous like Marvel editor or Marvel artist or colorist or something like that who was really known for like really doing that, and especially with a lot of his female imagery, you could say. Like it was pretty obvious he was getting some of that stuff from places we should not mention if you're under 18.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think there was a whole Cracked article about it or something. But yeah, I know. It's like, that's a very odd facial expression to have.
Yeah, that's how people started catching on. Like the poses were weird, facial expressions were weird, and they're like, wait, I think I've seen oh my God. That is, you have a dirty mind, sir.
Yeah, we know what he's got on in the background when he's drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Well, that's awesome, man. I love to see the cool stuff you got on here, and hopefully we'll see some more cool stuff coming out here in the future. And you obviously got the wall scroll with more of Drew's art there.
Yeah, that's the
Very nice, man.
variant cover from
Well, yes, we're
chapter 1.
Yeah, that cover came out awesome. I always love to see Drew's work on the project and on the series. Now we're pretty much getting close to the end of our time here. I know you gotta head over to the other stream here pretty quick, so we're gonna just make it nice and sweet, and we don't want to keep you up. But I'm gonna go ahead and plug that other stream again, just to make sure people can check that out. Here's the link up on the screen, and that was with Michael Bancroft, I believe his name was. Is that right?
That's
Excellent.
correct.
I'll also just share that up here one more time here. You can jump over there. We'll be jumping over there to hang out with you guys and see what's up. And really cool. It'll be cool to see you get out there and talk about it some more. So without further ado, I want you to let everyone know where they can follow you online and all that good stuff like that.
You can follow me on Twitter. It's at Kishkumen, KYSHKUMEN, and you can follow me on Instagram, which is at Wrath Graphic Novel, and you can check out my merch at ragepuppy.com. And of course, you can always just find me on Instagram, on the Indiegogo. Just search for Wrath. Should be showing up there along with Chapter 1. If you haven't already, go check it out. Any little bit will help us get to that goal and help us keep the story going.
Exactly, man. And I think you guys are well on your way to that goal. I think if anything today has shown that you guys are doing something that people really respond to. And I think you guys are just going to get more and more success as you guys put out more chapters. So I wish you luck with the final stretch here, man. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you again here soon. And awesome job, man. And just congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. And thank you for everyone who checked it out in the chat. Here's the link. Everybody go check that out.